what changed for you guys in the second half that allowed the game to slip away and go into overtime and eventually lose?
I mean, they got going in the second half. You kind of understand the nature of this game. You know, guys kind of figure out. You know, first half they try to fill out the game, and then you know, I feel like they got in an easier groove the second half, and they carried over in the OT.
Bam, I feel like at halftime I think Miami had about 40 paint points, and then it seemed like it sort of changed there in the second half. What did you feel like New York did maybe differently that compared to the two halves that got you guys going?
We just didn't get in the paint enough, and obviously that's the deciding factor in the game. And you know, other than that, it was right there again.
Kind of on a broader thing considering the paint points, there have been other games of late where you guys have really dominated paint scoring early on, and they've slipped a little bit as things go on. Are these all matchup-specific things, or is there a bigger overarching theme as to why paint points have kind of gone away in second halves?
I would say, you know, we played 24 minutes of great basketball, and then it kind of dwindles from there. You know, we got to be able to play 48 minutes of great basketball, not just 24, not 36, not even just 40. So, you know, because we're not a type of team where we could just rely on offense to just get the dub. We got to get stops. We got to do the harder things because we're not that type of team.
To your point about offense, you guys shot 60% for most of the game, but you lost the rebound battle by about 11. Like, how crucial is it to be able to maximize those possessions, even when you're not making shots?
I mean, understanding, you know, some of those rebounds they're supposed to be ours. It's a 50-50 ball. You know, we're supposed to pride ourselves on those type of rebounds, and then, you know, sometimes we just miss shots, and that's part of the game. But you know, it's got to be one of those things where we crash the glass, get offensive rebounds, and then we try to build from there.
Yeah, speaking of the rebounds and just in general, you guys played a lot of zone tonight, kind of went back to it. What changed, in your opinion, just from the first half into the second half when it comes to the zone?
I would say they got used to it. You know, when you start to see it so many times in a row, you start to get a feel for the zone, and you know, they started making plays out of it, even though, you know, we was living with a lot of those tough shots.
Ben, what's the balance of sort of maybe having short-term memory from this game, but also learning from it, especially when you have a game tomorrow night?
We got a game tomorrow night. That's about as short-term memory as possible you can get to. You know, it just stings when, you know, this is like our 10th game being up double digits and losing. So for us, it's when are we gonna hold the fort to have a 10-point lead, go to 20, and then win by 20.
Particularly went south when you were up 19 earlier, even 12 in the fourth?
I don't care about that. That you can't expect to blow teams out. You know, there were a couple swing moments in the fourth quarter where we could have extended the lead. It didn't happen. That's NBA basketball. At the end of the day, you know, we're up 4 with a minute and change, give or take. A minute, I remember looking at a minute and 7, minute 10, whatever it is. You know, up 4, defensive stop to be had. I believe we fouled, side out of bounds, that tip rebound. That was the game really there. You know, to be able to find a block out. There could have been 2 rotations to get to that block out. Just get a fingertip, knock it out. I think H did a great job on Brunson on that particular play. Brunson was tremendous in that second half, obviously. But we get that rebound now going down the other end. I think we win this game. But instead it's a 2-point game. Then they trap Tyler. You know, we get a wide open 3, but we miss it. And, you know, they come down and able to tie it up. You know, Brunson basically just got down that slot. It felt like that was on repeat. You know, most of that second half, that right slot, he was just he was operating, and you know, we didn't do enough to disrupt that. The way he was going, it would have taken a second defender and recognizing opportunities to go. But that's what great players do. If you don't, they make you pay, and leave you thinking about it. But that's probably where my mind is the most. All the other plays, that's part of the game. They're a good team. They made runs. We made a run back, and I thought we handled it, well enough to get that 4-point lead. We just were not able to finish it off.
The difference in points in the paint from the first half to the second half.
Yeah, I mean they really ramped up their pressure. That's what we expected going into it. They moved OG on Bam. Took away some of those triggers. Really pressured him if we tried to, get him in the post or at the elbow. And he's strong, he's physical, he's fast. And then the other defenders were kind of jamming us up on some of our pick and rolls. But at the end of the day, ugly. However we got it done, we're up 4 with a minute to go.
Your thoughts on what Bam was able to do tonight?
Yeah, I thought he did some really good things. I mean, he was, kind of a release valve in a lot of areas where we were getting jammed up. I mean, they have really good perimeter defenders, and so, some of these, options where we've been getting, some freedom or some space, we weren't able to create that, particularly in the fourth quarter, and Bam was able to help us, a great deal.
Khalil seemed to be hobbled a little bit in the third quarter. He didn't play much in the fourth quarter. Was that anything related to an injury, or was it just a matter of just going with something?
No, he was fine. We're trying to match a little bit of the perimeter stuff. When we had a lead, I didn't want the threes, to get to us. It wasn't necessarily anything, that he was doing. They're going to put, OG on Bam regardless.
Alec Burke, whenever it is that he plays, it seems as if he's always able to contribute something positive. Like he had a flurry of threes earlier in the game, and then he made the three that made it closer later. Like, what can you speak to just him as a veteran being able to stay ready whenever you need him?
Yeah, he's a pro's pro. He's done it in so many places. That's why, we went after him. He can play this role. It's not easy. And much of this league, people are talking about, you want to have good vets, but there aren't a lot of vets that really want to accept these kind of roles.